We could just play. We could just play like a random song that we have or something.
Mm-hmm.
Or we can just do our own song. We can just sing our own song.
A premium account is required to go live on Twitter. So sorry if you're on Twitter.
No, what a bummer. Well, but you lucky for you, I posted the link to do
good
on Twitter.
Good stuff.
It's called X now, by the way. I know we've been out of this for a while, but it's now it's X.
Let me check. Let me check Instagram. Hey everyone. Oh, we are live on Instagram. This is cool.
Oh, look at that.
It's like the first time all over again.
Rob looks like he's been doing push-ups.
Rob, before you got here, Gary, Rob, so this is what Rob does. He signs on, turns on his camera, turns on his microphone, F's off to somewhere. I don't know. So I'm sitting here listening to whatever's going on. I imagine he's in like a basement somewhere. Or no, I guess you're in your garage. And it's just like, I'm just hearing like, I don't know what kind of sounds I'm hearing. It doesn't sound good. That's like he's just.
Does it sound bad?
I don't know. Were you on like a rowing machine or something? What was happening?
I think it's probably my ice maker.
Your ice maker.
I was probably filling my glass up.
I like big ass cubes of ice.
And then every so often it was just a beep, like when your smoke detector's battery's dead.
I think that's what it is. You're going to hear it again.
I think his ice maker is Tanya, and we're going to see Tanya come in, and she's got like the hooks and the ice cube, and she comes across it down.
Gary,
Rob, are you watching the show?
You got to start us off proper, man.
Oh yeah,
what?
I thought you looked like you were watching the show.
Hey.
On the thing. Hey, we're already live. What is up, you beautiful people? This is Gary Horne. This is the NWA, the show celebrating the past, present, future, history, legacy, and tradition of the greatest pro wrestling entity of all time. Of course, we're talking about the National Wrestling Alliance. I cannot believe I remembered that after all this time.
Hold on. I look like
sometimes I wake up in a cold sweat and I'm saying it, and Natalia's like shaking me. She's like, honey, shut up.
Man, I literally am in a cold sweat right now, except it's not a cold sweat. It's like this garage is 98 degrees. Ugh.
I love that your background is you.
Yeah.
That's also nice.
Part of the rebrand. Part of the rebrand.
It's gonna week by week. It's gonna be more pictures of him. There's gonna be just like a collage,
like a wallpaper, a little bees.
Well, guys, we took a couple of weeks off.
Yeah.
But thank y'all for sticking around. We got some familiar names in the chat.
I know. I saw Dead Kobe and Overmetal and James H. Jackson Jr., Scott B. Alex Taylor's in the chat. World Junior Heavyweight Champion.
World champ.
Yeah.
Alex Taylor.
Yeah.
Hey, that's straight.
Multi-time champion. Now.
Multi-time. Freaking Crockett Cup
WWLTD. Yeah, look at that. Debhausen. We love those people. Debhausen repping the Busted Open crew. So
love it. Awesome. Yeah, I see them all the time.
Yeah, we definitely all still have beards. If you ever see any of us over metal without a beard, slap us.
It's like the old saying goes: a man who would give up his beard for a woman is deserving of neither.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I like that.
I didn't write that. That's in the scripture somewhere.
That's Old Testament.
Yeah,
this is super accurate, James. This is it was my fault. I'll take the blame for it.
Yeah, we all got on here, and it really was just like literally we were on here last week, and now we're back, and Rob's over there making ice, doing God knows what. Gary's just typing on his computer.
I'm not typing anything. I'm looking at
and
I'm about to open.
Imagine like you're typing like this.
that was my daddy would call that prostitute typing. Because you're a prostitute typist because you're hunting peckers.
Oh my
God. I see it. I get it.
That's a dad joke right there.
That was a dad joke. He told me another one today. He literally texted me and he was like, if the stork is the bird, that brings babies? What's the bird that prevents babies? And I was like, what, Dad? And he said, it's the swallow.
So
welcome to the show, everyone.
All right, kids, go to bed. Any kids watching? Bring back After Dark. There we go.
We should have. We got that wallpaper in here somewhere, don't we?
Somewhere. I don't know. I was looking through all our old, designs and backgrounds and stuff earlier. It was good. But we're trying something fresh. We're trying something new. This is just like we kind of threw this together for those of you who have kind of seen the social posts and stuff like that. We just kind of threw the idea out there a couple weeks ago. Gare Bear did. And now we're here. So, we just want to hang out with you guys. We want to talk about NWA. We want to celebrate the thing that we all still love and do it together on a weekly basis.
And especially the great wrestlers that are in it.
Yes.
All of those wrestlers are awesome. And they just debuted tonight on Roku for the first time. If you haven't seen it yet, it is available on demand. You can watch it on the Roku Channel, but it's going to be live every Tuesday. I think it replays at 11, if I'm not mistaken, and that's Eastern. So you can still watch it if you haven't already. But like I said, it's on demand, so you can watch it there too. Kind of neat to see the NWA with like regular TV commercials too. That was weird. That was I'm not used to that. You don't get those on X. And so I had
I didn't see regular commercials. I watched it earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Was it
really?
When it aired at 8:00, it had regular commercials?
Well, yeah, I watched it on demand right now. I started a little early and just watched the watch it now option you can do.
Oh,
and yeah, I had like a T-Mobile commercial with what's Angelina Jolie's ex-husband's name?
Oh,
Brad Pitt?
No, not Brad Pitt.
Before
that, the one that she had the blood in the necklace.
Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah, Billy Bob Thornton. God, I couldn't think of his name.
You're the movie guy. You literally have a movie podcast.
I mean, gosh.
I have a movie podcast hat on right now, and I couldn't think of Billy Bob Thornton. Ryan Romano's in the chat. Look at that.
Yeah, what's up, Ryan?
That's a name I haven't heard in years.
My God.
No, Ryan, we hope you're doing good. I keep up with you a little bit on Facebook when you post. It's always good to see you in my feed.
See Joe Galley in the YouTube chat.
Oh, really?
Oh,
the great Joe Galley, the voice of the NWA.
Love some Joe Galley.
Yeah, me too, man. He's grown on me. We've had our spats in the past, but it's water and bridges, man.
No, we got to pay off that feud one day.
This feud. Yeah,
we got to pay it off. We'll pay it off at NWA 82.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming.
Katie Deals in the chat too, pointing out something very relevant. It's past Will's bedtime.
That's true.
Yeah, it's a new day.
I got to tell you, man, one of the big treats in watching the NWA before we get into it is listening to the wit and wisdom of Danny Dills, man. He never disappoints. Never has.
I agree. There was a couple of times where I popped pretty big. I laughed out loud. You know what I mean?
That's a smart guy.
He just said something, and just knowing him, I was just like, "That's good."
There
was a couple that were like under the radar. I need to start pulling those out. He'll throw a Dannyism in there, and it doesn't get over whatever Joe's saying, or it's like, come on, turn his mic up, mute the other guy.
Well, James H. I was wondering about this. I didn't know this, but he said people in Blue Sky in Canada said they couldn't find and watch the show. So I don't know. Is Roku Channel available internationally? I have no idea. I did not look that up. So
ask your phone, Rob.
It'll tell me.
You got AI?
I do, yeah.
Rob's got a robot phone now.
Yeah.
Well, at any case, even if they could watch it, that's why this exists now, because we're doing a post show, and if you guys like it, we'll keep doing it, and we'll get this up on the podcast feed as well, so people can just listen to it if they want to. But we're going to recap the whole show tonight. That's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about it. So if you're here and you haven't seen NWA Powerrr this week, spoiler alert, because we're going to talk about what happened. And so you don't want to listen to us if you haven't seen it. But anyway, I guess we'll dive into that if you guys are ready. I don't know. I felt like we were just shooting the breeze, but we can talk about it. It is Crockett Cup time, which I know, Will, you love the Crockett Cup. Everybody
love it
loves
so much.
Yeah,
that was the treat, and just, we'll catch up a little bit since it's been so long, but I try to keep up with it as much as I can. And it's, Crockett Cup is always the time of year where I'm like, yes, let's go. Let's get back into it. Let's, because Crockett Cup, not just the history, but, for me and for anyone else out there that loves tag team wrestling, it's just such a treat to see a turn. You really don't see it anywhere else, as spotlighted as it is in the NWA. So it's just really nice every year that they keep it going. And when Crockett Cup rolls around, it's super exciting.
All right. Well, we're going to talk about it here. We got technically three matchups in the Crockett Cup on this show, plus a World Television Championship matchup. This is a heck of a way to start off your first night on the Roku Channel, National Wrestling Alliance. Let's talk about the first match. Match number 1 was the David Crockett Invitational Battle Royal. Quick recap of this. Winner becomes the number 12 seed in the Crockett Cup. Loser gets to go home, and they all get to rethink their life choices. We're coming to you live from the ECW Arena. Is that what it was back in the day? Was this the ECW Arena? I can't remember.
I think so. Anyway. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. In Philly, at least. So we open with a lot of chaos, a tag team battle royal where the prize is a golden ticket to get immediately obliterated by blunt force trauma in round 1. Or at least that's what we might have believed. Yeah, I did. So I at first I was thinking, honestly, calling the surprise is like saying you want a date with the sledgehammer, but we're going to see what happens because what is Will laughing at?
A date with a sledgehammer. That's good.
Yeah, this is good. I'm trying to be flowery with my words.
Gary has writers now. Gary has a team of writers.
I do.
That's what's happened since last time.
They're coming from Colbert's show. They're coming to me now. So
that's the reason we had to go off because of the strike.
The writer strike, yeah.
The guild and Gary got pulled down. We couldn't even say anything about it. So
one of my picks for this whole thing, seeing them in there, I don't know how much you guys are familiar with them, but I was really thinking Temple of Doom. They're spelled D-U-U-M, and I wrote it down and even read it that way. But Temple of Doom, I thought they might go all the way, mainly because Beastman he's like a hair-covered forklift. This guy is amazing. But Stone Rockwell, who was also a lot of fun to watch in the ring, he got yeeted out first in this match. And
he's one of my favorite guys, man. He's one of my favorite guys. I love
that was the shock for me right off the bat, and I kind of missed it because there was so much going on in the ring, and so when they announced they were out, I was like, wait, what? And so just kind of shifted the whole focus for me.
Yeah. So skipping ahead a little bit, the battle royal goes on. We get down to the final 2. It's the JV squad, Dalton McKenzie and Jack Vaughn, who somehow managed to take out Moses and Grimm, who did really well in this battle royal as well. It was the JV squad and the Slime Balls. And they fit right in this arena because they look like they got lost on the way to a hardcore show or something. But they somehow ended up here and what a wrestling match. So these guys win the whole battle royal. Sage Chance hits the sneakiest sneakiest move. Shut up. I shouldn't read. I should just talk. I was trying to read my notes. The Sage Chance hits a really sneaky roll up on Damage after a chop block to Carnage from Tommy Rant. And he eliminates Jack Vaughn to secure. Or I'm sorry, what am I doing right now?
Yeah, you skipped a match.
Let's start over.
They have to win the battle royal first.
Let's start the whole show over. Can we start the show over?
Hey, you beautiful people. I'll take it from here.
What's up, you beautiful? Anyway, Sage Chance eliminates Jack Vaughn. It secures the dub. Winner, the Slime Balls. And the Slime Balls immediately are in the meat grinder against BFT, who walk right down to the ring, and this match is underway. We're in round number 1. Any thoughts on the Battle Royal, though, that you guys wanted to bring up?
Just to point out that both Galley and who was on commentary with Galley? I know was it Danny? Someone else seemed to be on commentary with him during that match.
Some guy I never heard of.
Yeah, but they were making the point that that a lot of the competitors seem to be somewhat reserved, knowing the implications of win. Like, obviously, you want to win this, but then you got to take BFT. Then you got, if you get through that onslaught, you got the whole tournament to go through. And you're looking at teams that have won that. I mean, it's like, ooh, you're talking about a meat grinder, from the Briscoes to Alex Taylor, Southern Six and Murdoch and freaking Mike Knox. And so you got that prospect ahead of you. So and I watched it a couple of times, and on the second or third watch, I was like, yeah, you're right. There is a lot of reservation in scene. It was a really slow and methodical battle royal as far as those go, I thought.
Yeah, that makes sense, actually. Because whatever you get through here, you're in for it against the former world tag team champions. So guys who literally look like they sit around in their basement and plan out different ways to hurt people. So good luck, slime balls, in this one. But Aaron Stevens outside dancing around the ring, looking like he's got not a care in the world. But the ball said not today. Just as BFT was about to end Sage Chance, Slime Time Tommy Rich, chop blocks Carnage, and then that leaves Damage wide open, and unusual to see this happen, but Sage outmaneuvers him, rolls him up, and gets the 1, 2, 3, and the Slime Balls are 2-0 on the night and advance in the Crockett Cup. And they're going to move on to face. It's not getting any easier for them. They're headed on to face the Immortals, I believe.
You got the bracket?
Yeah.
You can throw it there.
We do actually have a bracket. Look at that. So, yeah, there you go. This is going to be interesting. And I guess quick and dirty, this is a good time to maybe bring up the bracket, like talk about it here. After that opening round of matches, I mean, here's what you got. The top 4 seeds in this thing, who automatically, as you'll see on the bracket, get a immediate bye to round number 2 are Knox and Murdoch, who are the world tag team champions at number 1, which makes sense. Number 2 seed is the Colognes. Number 3, the Southern Six. At number 4, the Immortals.
My guys.
Which Southern Six?
That's my boys, boy. Alex Taylor always said, Stinson, you basically the 7th and 8th member of the Southern Six. So I'll take it. I'm basically Jimmy Garvin.
I like that. He was almost a free bird.
Almost, yeah.
We're
gonna have that argument again.
We're going. Come on, the first show back, guys. Let's try to keep it.
We're going to talk about the Freebirds. We're going to talk about Saudi Arabia. We're gonna do all the hits.
Talk about tariffs.
Yeah, I like it. The rest of the field you've got in this tag team tournament is number 5, Blunt Force Trauma. Oops, there's your immediate bracket buster, I guess, is slime balls advancing past Blunt Force Trauma there. Number 6, Team Exodus Pro. And number 7, Daisy Kill and Talos. 8, The Country Gentleman. 9, Mike Mondo and Spencer Slade. Number 10, Nightmare. 11, The Lost. 12, The Slime Balls. So, yeah.
We're going to say anything about BFT and their slump as of late. Because they alluded to that this really hadn't been the best year for what would otherwise be a dominant team, and they have been a dominant team. I mean, they've been to the pinnacle, and there's something's just off. And I don't know if Aaron's getting in the way. I mean, Aaron's obviously brilliant; he's a great singles competitor. Maybe the management thing is not his gig, but I'm shocked. I mean, Slime Balls, no shade on them at all. I mean, you wouldn't, if you weren't talented, you wouldn't be in the tournament in the first place. But we're talking about BFT, who, even though I think they were a number 5 seed, I think that had to be on some people's list as a possible spoiler. And had they had gone on and won the tournament, we don't know how that's playing out, but had they had gone on and win it, it wouldn't have shocked anybody. I don't think. Right? It wouldn't have shocked me.
Dead Kobe predicting in the chat that it's because of those new tank tops they're wearing. You think that might have anything to do with it? Sort of kryptonite, perhaps, for carnage and damage.
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
maybe. Shoot, it could be
an idea.
It's to me, it's perplexing. Like, I don't think, and it's almost like what's the word? It's almost like multiple universes, like, or multiple, all this. I don't watch that Marvel stuff like you guys do, but it's like only in a different dimension would the slime balls beat BFT. I think, like, just looking at these guys are not just big dudes; they're freaking talented. They're skilled. They've held the crown. There's no reason they should not have advanced in this next round. So there's something toxic going on in that, and I feel like in the coming weeks we'll see this play out. I don't know. I haven't talked to Aaron Stevens in a long time. I'd like to get into his head and find out. Maybe we can get him on here.
I was going to say, I think, with BFT, they've had so much success. Sorry, my dog decided now he's going to eat his dinner, so he's over there chomping on it, if you hear that. But, they've been dominant for so long that, with any tag team, I mean, as a fan of tag team wrestling, and you guys have watched wrestling your whole life, I mean, even the great tag teams, they have slumps, they have moments where it just feels out of sync. And that's when you're kind of faced with a decision of, are we going to change it up? Are we going to do something different? Are we going to kind of, strengthen our bond here? Or are we going to go our separate ways? So, people in the chat mentioning a split with Aaron, maybe Aaron's getting in the way of their chemistry. I don't know, but it's definitely something to take note of. And, in defense of the slime balls, I think, I like them. I think as a tag team, they're great. And it was definitely an upset, but at the same time, as I watched that match, I was like, these guys might squeak away with this one, because they're that crafty. They're that slimy, I mean, they're very well named. And it's like, sometimes that can be kryptonite for a team like BFT. We've seen it, in the past when you've got the natural disasters that get beat by smaller guys and stuff like that. And it's like, you can't just always look at size in professional wrestling, because there's a skill and there's a speed aspect, and there's so much going on there. So
for sure. I mean, you look at some of the great teams, and I'm talking about some of the great teams that we have seen win this have been smaller guys. I mean, I'm talking the rendition of the Southern Six that won it, was it last year? I mean, they're not, these guys aren't 300 pounds. They're in great shape, but they're not big dudes by anything. They make up for that with skill, scientific ability, speed, wit. And then you look at the Briscoes, definitely not big guys. I mean, we stood beside them, and they're not large fellows. I mean, they built it. But to me, it's like BFT, for one, we're not putting two singles guys together like you see often in the cup, and we see that in this cup as well, and that's fine. Sometimes you got two singles competitors moving towards a goal, and they can put it together. I think Murdoch and Knox is a great example. They've become a really great tag team, but they didn't start out that way. You think of like in the back, like Luger and Sting, and situations like that. But BFT are a tag team. That's what they do. That's their science. They're big guys. They're scientific guys. They're powerful. They're mean. They're intelligent. Something is off. Something is off. Something is awry, and this should not have ended. Again, you're absolutely right about the balls. They're phenomenal. I like them. There's something about them. I think it was appropriate that they got that win in that arena, like you said, but it shouldn't have happened. I mean, mathematically, the numbers just don't add up.
Well, and then just going back to an original thing you talked about, that there was some kind of a slump. That's been the exact, you could argue that's been the exact opposite thing for the balls lately. So even just maybe the fates have something going on here, because the slime balls, although they've been running headlong into like Knox and Murdoch in the past few weeks, they've been putting up a fight. Like they are tough. They're proving how tough they are. And so they've started building, it feels like, some momentum, or getting a lot of love from the fans. So, well, we'll see how this plays out. We'll see if their luck holds out against the Immortals, because that's coming up for them. We did take a quick break in between wrestling action to visit who is the NWA territory president, Joe Kazana, welcoming to the new territory boardroom thing, or it's like an escape room from Saul or something. I don't know. It was a weird place for them to hold this, but he was pretty proud of it. So Joe Kazana's welcoming like what seemed to be KFW delegates, I guess is what that would be. I saw spotted in there Kinsey Page, world women's champion, Tommy Henry, Hunter Drake was there, Tyler Franks, Throwbilly Silas Mason came in there, and Mims, aka the national heavyweight champion. So very interesting. Joe, of course, is flanked by the country gentleman, and because of course he is. And yeah, it's very interesting. He's welcoming everybody in to have a discussion about something. We can come back to that, I guess, if you want. Unless you have some amazing thoughts about
it. It'll come back around.
Yeah, I like them. I'll just say this. I think the territory administration is in great hands. Again, Mr. Kazana, with all due respect, nothing but respect for him, a man of his word, a man of integrity, a man of dignity, a man of class, a man of taste. And he's going to take the territory system to new heights.
I like it. It's a very strong endorsement from Doc Stinson about Joe Kazana.
I mean, for Doc, anybody clutching the 1974 rule book is going to get Doc's vote. So he just, as long as he's clutching that rule book, Doc's like, that's my guy.
I mean, he gives me William Flagg vibes.
Coming in a half mast. I like it. All right, match number 3, we get the number 11 seed, the Lost, with Sinister Minister taking on the number 6 seed, Team Exodus Pro, which is EC3 and Pretty Boy Smooth, the Urban Playboy, and they're all accompanied by Pastor CeeLo. This is the Lost. They've got 4 people. They're a relatively new thing that's been going on in the NWA. The Sinister Minister putting up together a new parade of freaks and weirdos, and so you've got Gags, Lev, Alex Misery, and Crazy Steve. And
my
of course, like I said, led by Jim Mitchell, who 100% drinks red wine for breakfast. I know he does. That is like his.
We've seen it. We've seen it. We've seen it.
They went with Steve and Misery for this match, probably the right call, since they are straight up deranged in the middle of the ring. And so you want your wild people in there. But standing across from them, PB Smooth, who is built like a tank, and EC3, who is the kind of man who, I don't know, he sits around writing manifestos in his spare time, but then same night he'll win a world title. So good for him. He's one of the wisest, former world's heavyweight champion. So you can't count EC3 out. Joe Galley wisely points out that EC3 undefeated at Crockett Cup. So
that's right. That's right.
Has never lost a match. So that's kind of interesting.
He's hardly ever lost a match anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
He's I love the fact too, like you see EC3 and Team Exodus Pro walking to the ring. This is what the Crockett Cup is about, man. Like, again, we're talking about, like, when you think about a Luger and a Sting, you're putting together 2 phenomenal athletes and stuff, and they're walking in there just imposing, menacing, larger than life. He is the Overman. I mean, EC3 is a beast, and they're just absolutely impressed every time I see them. Every time. Exodus Pro is what's happening.
Yeah, well, and in this matchup here at the very end, no matter what Misery and Crazy Steve tried to pull against these guys, Exodus Pro did what Exodus Pro does. They won. So I guess all you can say is, like, Alex Misery, like, Pretty Boy Smooth just slammed him down in the move. I believe he calls the penthouse, just, real high up, real far down, like he owed him money. PB Smooth gets the win here for the team, and Team Exodus Pro moving on, and the Lost are gonna need therapy or something, or at least a hot bath. They deserve it.
And that, again, that's to the credit of Team Exodus Pro, because you mentioned we're talking about Crazy Steve now. Crazy Steve is one of the greats. The guy's blind. The guy literally wrestles on instinct and skill and just angst. And the three of us have gotten to see him multiple times. We've got to eat, share a meal with him. This is a guy who's hungry, and he's that's to the credit of Exodus Pro that they were able to come in and in fairly short fashion walk away with that dub.
Yep. Yeah, that was a pretty straightforward match. I mean, from the strategy perspective, I mean, I feel like the Lost are, they're kind of a new group, have been put together, and in their own right, each individual is dangerous and not to be messed with. But in a tournament like the Crockett Cup and against a team with the size and the acclaim of a former world's heavyweight champion in the corner, that's just you can't just be a hodgepodge and come together and beat those guys. There's just a level of skill there that's insurmountable, and so not shocked to see it, but it's still a great match, I think.
Yeah, you made a great point there. I mean, Exodus Pro, these are guys that are with each other all the time. They know each other very well, and they train together, they fight together, they dine together. This is a crew. This is not,
they read poetry. They read poetry together, man. They
do. They write.
They read and write.
They edit EC3's manifestos.
Why don't we do that, guys? Y'all don't ever read poetry to me.
We will.
I don't.
We went back to the
she waits
Joe Kazana situation.
But see her happy face lit by the firefly.
I did want to talk a little bit more about the Joe Kazana situation, because we find out right after this what he's up to, and it turns out he really wanted to talk about his office. So he was just showing off his office.
I get that. I
like
my office.
Sort of. Yeah, it was a nice office, but there was a weird moment that we caught with him whispering in Tyler Frank's ear some suggestions about KFW and Tommy Henry not having the pool to get him to the Crockett Cup, but the Joe Kazana something's going on here. There's a conspiracy afoot.
According conspiracy.
Oh God.
Right.
Yeah, all the hits. Yeah, I mean, I didn't detect a lot of lies in that conversation, so I don't, we'll see what happens.
This is going to be interesting. We've yet to see
Joe's
the country gentleman compete. So. Yep. He wants his boys to win the tournament, so I believe Joe Kazana will do anything it takes to make sure that happens. All right. We also find out a next week tease that Natalia Markova is going to take on Kylie Page, and I think they called it No Limits, but it's going to be wild. And I don't know. I mean, both of these ladies can go, but I don't know if we're going to see a technical clinic kind of a match more so than, let's see how many lawsuits we can rack up for each other.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure a No Limits match is Master P is the referee.
Yeah, I like that. That was
clever,
cool. That's good.
He likes wrestling. Could be.
Yeah, it's true. He was even in WCW. So
yeah,
good for that. No Limit Soldiers.
That was one of my favorite CDs back in the day, man. It was like the orange. I remember it's like an orange. It was back when they went through a phase where the CDs were like completely, like totally plastic. Like it wasn't even clear. It was like opaque plastic, and the design was like printed on it. It was wild times, man.
That's kind of stuff you get at the flea market, man. The little bootlegs.
Oh yeah. But that was like prized possession for me. Everyone under 40 in the chat is like, what is he talking about?
Yep, that's true. Nobody's gonna remember that. Mystical. I love Mystical. He was a No Limit guy.
Yep.
He's great. Very fast rapper. Just FYI.
Great assessment. Snow. Stop. We're gonna get a copyright.
Yeah. Sounded just like it.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on to the big main event. You had Brian Idol taking on Carson Drake for the vacant NWA World Television Championship. God. This is the marquee, Roku's first main event. Let's go. If you don't know, Carson Drake is former world television champion. He actually cashed that in to take on Tom Latimer for the world's heavyweight championship, and it did not go well for him.
Let me, Gary, before you progress, is it the rule that after 7 they must cash it in, or are they?
I've often wondered that myself. I don't think you have to. Yeah,
you just can. At 7, you're guaranteed.
Okay. Yeah, and I mean, I think for most,
give it up.
I think for most guys, I mean, they're competitive enough where once there's a green light, they're going to take it. Because as prestigious as the television title is, I mean, I would be happy to have it, but I'm also not like the super competitive, athletes that these guys are. And I think, as soon as that gets in your head where it's like, all right, I've defended 7 times, I can get a title shot. I think 9 times out of 10, those guys are going to take it.
I don't want to put words in Rob's mouth, but I think where he's going with this is the doc is saying maybe this wasn't the best time for Carson to take a shot.
And I like Carson Drake, man. I like him. I really do. I think he's he surprised everybody. I didn't see that coming in the first place. He's been a delight to watch. I mean, he's got a lot, but he must know. But Tom Latimer is a champion of the grand tradition. I mean, he's a champion cut out of the old mold, and I think maybe 7 or 14 more defenses as tune-ups would have been appropriate, because as good as Carson Drake is, and again, you're a world champion when you've got that television championship, but the world's championship is on a different echelon, and I just don't see Carson. I mean, will he be there? I'm sure, yes, he'll be there at some point, but I think some of these guys have to play chess. They got to be ready to play the long game. If you're thinking about, hey, I'm not in this. I'm not looking at a 2-year career. I'm looking at a 7 to 14 to 20-year career. And I don't know. I maybe if Danny Dills is still in the chat, he can comment on the rule if that's mandatory or not. But I just think it was very hasty to cash that in against Latimer.
Yeah, well, and Overmetal mentions Mims in the chat because there's also that rule with the national championship that after I forget the amount of days now. I got to brush back up on my NWA lore, but after so many days, it's like 100 days or something. You can cash in the national title if you want to.
Well, I think to Rob's point, Mims is playing chess. That's why he's not.
Yeah,
cashing. I mean, I think Mims has spent a lot of time with Tom. He knows Tom really well, and he's probably looking at that going, yeah, let's see who comes up next. Because probably, and I mean, Mims versus Tom Latimer would be an incredible match, and I don't think Mims winning that would necessarily be a huge upset, not as much as Carson Drake, but I still think to Rob's point, Tom's on a different level, and you got to be smart with stuff like that.
Well, now Carson Drake's got a chance here. He looks like he's like, all right, well, let me start over. I think Deals even pointed that out on commentary. He's like, all right, let me go back to square one again and get the TV title again so I can work my way back into the picture. And so you get Brian Idol versus Carson Drake, 2 rising stars in the National Wrestling Alliance, and they're putting everything on the line here. 2 people the NWA obviously has a lot of stock in, and going for one of the most prestigious titles in NWA history. So this is exactly the kind of match you want for a main event on their first night airing on Roku. And they brought the heat. This is old school intensity, and they got some new school swagger with it. So, but the match, a great wrestling match, but at the very end, you had Drake going for the slingshot suplex. Classic move, great setup, but Brian Idol countered it like he had a cheat code for that thing, and he hits the kill switch, locks in the win, and your new world television champion is Brian Idol.
And this is his first NWA title, isn't it?
That is correct. Yeah, never held a title so far,
which is surprising. As loud a splash as he's made, as many people as he's irked. And I get it, but I like the guy, and I'm surprised he's not held that national championship or that TV title yet. But this guy's got future world champion written all over him, if you ask me.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. I mean, he's well deserving of it, and definitely in this match proved that. And it kind of hit me too in that same moment. Like, yeah, he's never had a title. That's crazy. He's been around for a while, been in a lot of great matches, great positions, had a lot of great feuds, and won a lot of matches. And so, I think it's appropriate. Part of me did kind of want to see Carson with the belt again. I think he brought,
especially since he didn't lose it.
Exactly. I mean, and he brought a certain swagger, to the TV title that I liked. And, but I mean, you say he didn't lose it. I mean, technically he lost it tonight. You know what I mean? So,
yeah,
I mean, had he kept the belt and not cashed in, he would have lost it tonight to Brian Idol. So, it's how it goes. It'll be interesting to see where Idol goes from here. If Carson keeps coming for it, how does he react? He's on a losing streak right now, 2 in a row. We haven't seen that in a while from him. So, it'll be interesting to see kind of what happens with that title moving forward.
We definitely have not seen the last of Carson Drake.
I wonder how that conversation went with Natalia Markova, though, because it seems like Idol and Markova have kind of been in that same boat of the titles being a little bit elusive. Jeez, man, this feud between Kenzie Page and Natalia Markova is shaping up to be one of the epic women's feuds of all time. And they keep running, but I'm sure, in private corners, they had to have a running bet over who would win championship gold first, and so that had to be somewhat of a I don't know, a tough night at the Idol Markova household. I'm assuming they're still together. I don't know.
Well, I mean, for what it's worth, Natalia definitely mentioned in her comments that we saw this evening, teasing the matchup with Kylie Page, that she is planning on destroying Kylie and moving straight back into contention with Kenzie and winning the Burke. So I also, just to, I don't want to pat us on the back too much, but that still love that they're using the Burke, and that originated right here on this show. So that's kind of cool.
I popped for that too. That was, I mean, I was, excited to hear Natalia say that. Not surprised at all. I mean, as long as we've known her goal has been the Burke. It's been, that title, and whether it was Camille or now Kenzie Page, Natalia's never going to give up on that. And Kenzie has kept the belt for this long, and that's respectable.
I'm surprised I don't have that specific number. I need to do better. We've been dormant too long. But I should have that number on how many days she's held. It's been a minute.
Yeah,
literally over 100 days.
And I mean, I feel like we've said that, I feel like probably the last time we did a stream, we probably said, yeah, Natalia's going to be the champion. She's going to win it. And it's probably going to be a really long reign when she does. But it's just, when is it finally going to happen? And so she's got to go through her sister now. I don't, we'll see what happens. I don't think she's going to have a too tough a time doing that. But, she gets back to Kenzie, and it's going to be epic. I mean, no match between the two of them has ever been a letdown or a snooze fest. It's always been a slobber knocker. So,
well, I know Dead Kobe's unhappy with the height of Brian Idol's pants.
Well,
his hips don't lie. He likes showing them off. And now he's got a belt to hold him up. So
yeah, there you go. So we'll look at the bright side.
Someone made the comment, I can't remember who, on commentary that Brian Idol styles himself a body man. I was like, I don't know.
So Overmetal is asking us, the TV, is that the Arn?
Absolutely. That would be, I would love to, we should call that the Arn.
Arguably the Arn or the Disco Inferno, the Inferno. Greatest TV champion of all times.
Oh,
of course.
Might be honest. But I don't think it's fair, because he didn't really hold that title, did he? Right? He held that newer WCW TV title.
True.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. It wasn't the one that we know and love today.
Yeah.
The Disco.
I do like that name, though. We'll go to the chat for a little bit and hang out with you guys for a minute. And so final thoughts on this show as we talk to the chat. Just if you expected a calm debut on Roku, then brother, you must be new here, because that is not what we got. We got some good wrestling from the National Wrestling Alliance. Slide ball Cinderella story. Kazana's up to something. Markova and Kylie are going to go scorched earth next week. And Brian Idol just stamped his name into the history books. NWA's back on your screen, and it's just getting started. So I'm excited about this.
That was a great show. It was a great debut to be on Roku. It was really nice to see him kind of back in a traditional TV format. I mean, I've always been of the opinion. I mean, I loved YouTube, that era, you know, all that kind of stuff. But there's something about, and I know Roku is streaming, and it's not like, you know, I'm using antennas, you know, on my TV to watch it, but it still just feels more like traditional television. And I feel like the NWA fits well with that. And so, you know, the format works. You know, the show itself, I think top to bottom was great. I'm really, you know, we do need to kind of go through the remaining brackets. We didn't throw up the updated brackets after the Exodus Pro win, so we can look at that in a minute. But, you know, I am, you know, very excited to see how the tournament plays out. And so I think it's a great place to start, you know, with this Roku era.
Mm-hmm. And what about the opening little monologue by Joe Galley?
Oh man.
Yeah.
History and tradition. I mean, the undeniable, subtle, just soothing voice of Joe Galley. Is that too much? Is that too much in an effort to beautiful, honey-laden voice of Joe Galley?
Yeah, that's a little far.
It was creepy, kind of.
You just loop it and you go to sleep. You put it in your headphones and slow it down.
But I did love
0.75 speed. Oh, Joe.
They did have some like the great old footage in there, and it really if you're a first time viewer, especially for like new people that are catching it on Roku, maybe this is the first time a lot of people are going to see it. So it was a great opening to just kind of introduce you to what you're about to see right now. So that was cool. I also like that I didn't really talk about them, but you know, the slime balls were in there with like a outside discussion. Tom Latimer did make an appearance on this show talking about being world's heavyweight champion, and actually a great promo from Tom Latimer. I really did like that.
Yeah, and I mean, if I had criticism, I think it would be I wish Tom was on there more. And I'm glad he was on. I mean, if he hadn't been on there at all, I would have definitely waved a little bit of a red flag, because he's the flag bearer. You know, I mean, he's the NWA right now. He holds the 10 pounds of gold. So I was glad he got some words in. That was good. I do hope we'll see him more, you know, moving forward on the show. Because to your point, I mean, you know, people that are just now watching, maybe for the first time, because you know it showed up on their Roku, you know, sports channel, and they're checking it out. You know, Tom needs to be front and center on what we do. So
I agree. Well, I think you know, part of me is of the opinion that less is more. But when you think, you know, in the great eras, when you had your Hogans and your Flairs, rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. When you had your, you know, they at least showed up to speak. You know, they were there to do a promo and stuff. And even though you're not going to want to see, I mean, obviously we want to see them wrestle, and so to not show them wrestling every show, it makes their appearances even more grand. But you're right, he is the standard bearer, he's the face, and he needs to be visible, and I think it would be in the interest of the NWA, and I think they will. I mean, obviously they're opening up, showcasing the Crockett Cup, and we saw the little teaser with Rhino, and so we know that's coming. But yes, more of Tom in small measures, I think, is a better thing. Let the man speak. Let the man promote himself. Let the man. Let's see that beautiful belt, and let's see it often.
I was actually thinking of it the same way you just mentioned, Doc. That the just thinking about those promos from like Ric Flair, you know, like just at least a minute or two on the mic, then he gets to talk. And there's been seasons of Power where I wish we saw more of the people, so you like can keep their story in mind as the show progresses, especially where they're at.
Tom Latimer is a drastically underrated speaker. The man speaks in a compelling manner. And, you think of the great champions that we've seen that we've got to interact with. Latimer, when he's cutting a promo, man, they're fire. Like, they're as good as anything. And so more of that, I think, is a good recipe for the success of this company.
And you just want to show him off because he looks like an action figure.
Look like a doggone, look like an American gladiator.
There you go. I see what you did there. I see. I gotcha. Well, any other thoughts we need to get to before we wrap up our first night back? The NWA debuts on Roku, and we debut on wherever we are right now. YouTube.
We're on
Twitter.
Instagram. I think this is our first time on Instagram live.
Look at that. We're on Instagram too.
I haven't even checked. I don't know if anybody's even watching.
Yeah, I think we're on.
Yeah,
I don't know. I can't remember. We're on all the stuff. All those things you see down at the bottom. So
except
I put that
for
little thing in the corner. I put that. Yeah, we'll work on that. But the down in the corner there, you see the chat.
Yeah, that's cool. We're learning new stuff.
That's a new
time.
Yeah, it's a new feature for StreamYard. I didn't even know they did that.
Yeah. So keep it clean, guys. If we're gonna put the chat up there.
Yeah.
Keep it NC-17.
Or don't. Yeah, at least NC-17.
What's that? YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, X, Truth Social. What else we got down there?
I mean, we'll go in.
Listen, wrestling is universal.
No doubt.
That's right. All right. Well, I guess we'll wrap it up for tonight, fellas. Everybody who showed up, this is very little warning that we were going to do a show. It's been teased throughout the week, but not really with any information, just to let you know we're all alive. This is we, for what it's worth, have not seen each other in this way, really. Rob did send me some topless pics a little while back, but otherwise we haven't seen each other until tonight. So this has been great.
Yeah, I was, I mean, I've seen you guys. You just didn't know. I've sent the same
pics to Will, but they like I don't know if he blocked me or something because I get the message could not send.
It's because you got an Android.
Hey, shout out! Hold on, let me throw this up here real quick. This is my that's my sister right there.
Hey, what's up, sis?
Yeah, the beautiful.
So she's all of our sister then.
Yeah, no doubt. Yes. Yeah. Shout out, Amy Stinson. Love her.
Well, I love her too.
Yeah.
And I loved her first.
What the?
A very loving group. But yeah, so the plan for now is we'll keep doing this if you guys keep interacting. This has been, I mean, I didn't I hoped people would show up and talk to us and reminisce and kind of keep it going, but this has been great. Some of the
it's great, man. The fams, the hashtag fams in the house, man. We had a Alliance blog. We saw that Joe Galley was in here, Danny Dills, John Farmer, Camille's dad was up in here watching us tonight. It's like old times, man. Like the writer's strike never happened, Gary.
That's right. Well, it's like we never left. And shout out to Nation's Corner also for being in here and hanging out with us. And the Alliance blog does a pre-show that you can catch every night at like 7 or every Tuesday night at 7 or whatever. So
they've been doing it for years, man. They're the OGs in this game. So much respect and everything.
Yeah. Not affected by the writer's strike.
No, so, they've always been. Hold on, man. Let me get you some. There we go.
We're about to sign off, and he's like, "Oh, got to turn my light on."
My light back on.
Now's the time.
He's like, "No, I have this mic
to make
too."
Sure the lighting is correct.
Exodus Pro in the chat, man. I mean, Dev House and Tony Justice, front row.
Front row.
I see here.
Ron Romano, Kobe.
Yeah. Front row texted me as soon as he saw the first post go out, and he's like, "Are you guys coming back?" Yeah.
Philip Lawson right here. Where's Philip Lawson? I've seen him. Boom. That guy, look at that lovely guy.
Feels good, man. Feels good. Thank you, guys.
Thank you for being here.
It's been a long few years, and I'm sure
in Canada
we'll get caught up. But this was kind of a good catalyst to sort of push us back into, hey, This is what we love.
Yeah.
Let's get back into it.
Thanks for helping us. Yeah, get back in that groove. This has been great. And all right, well, I guess we'll see you all next week. And it feels good to say this again, but
hang on before you say it.
Okay.
Are you hitting the button or am I hitting the button?
Oh, you can hit the button.
I'll hit the button. Okay. Continue.
All right. All right. Until next week, everybody. Please enjoy your gravy cakes, people.